Hello, Mr. Xu. I'm very excited to have this opportunity to interview you. I know that you participated in the listing of Bona Film Group on Nasdaq as the CFO. So what do you think the impact of capital injection is on the development of film companies?
Absolutely. I think by injecting proper capital into a film group, you are in a position to improve the balance sheet of the film company. And with a stronger balance sheet, you will not only be able to use the injected capital to directly invest in film projects, but also use the leverage to enhance its debt-raising capability. That means you are not only injecting more equity capital into the film company, but in the meantime, you are doing that by a multiplier effect because you are in a position to raise even more debt. A stronger balance sheet is always what a film company desires for because number one, when you have more money, you will be able to turn a lot of the cash into inventory. And when we talk about inventory inside a film company, we are referring to the working projects that are being conducted simultaneously. The more, the better quality of the projects are, the better the prospect of improving your income statement. And two, a vertically integrated film company is always in a better position to capitalize on the growth opportunities in the film industry. As we all know, the film industry can be broken down into 4 different parts: the production part, distribution part, cinema circuits, and then cinemas. In China, you can vertically integrate, meaning if you are Bona Film Group, you are not only allowed to expand upstream into the production part, but also downstream into the cinema circuit and even cinema part. My understanding is vertical integration really increases the power of the film company. And 3, we can talk about innovation. As you might be aware, artificial intelligence is increasingly impacting how the film industry is conducting its business. Artificial intelligence tools such as Sora is going to seriously impact how animated films are being made by substantially reducing the budget and time required to do such an animation film. Those kind of innovations take serious money. Capital injection, is of paramount importance of film company.
You have more than 10 years experience in film investment. So what's your criteria when choosing a film project?
Modern days, if you want your film project to be successful, there are only 2 ways to achieve that. Either you want your film production to be, visually, fascinating, meaning it has very good visual effects, or you want your film project to be extremely relevant to the average audience so that they feel that it's talking about something that they're interested in. That means if you want your film production to generate a gross box office of more than $100 million in China, you want your film to become a office topic. And if you want more than that, you want your project to generate more than $200 million or even $300 million of gross box office, then you want your film to become a social topic. Office topic means if you walk into your office, you sporadically hear your colleagues talk about this. Social topic means when you return home and your mom and dad, they do not frequent cinemas these years, but they're talking about this film because China's society has become very social media driven, and the promotion of films can be heavily dependent upon how social media is seeing this particular project.
Many people say that film investment is long-term and risky. So in your opinion, what are its characteristics compared with the traditional VC and PE investment?
Film investment is similar to venture capital, private equity investments, but in the meantime, it's quite different. Number one, film investments tend to be shorter investments, especially compared with venture capital type of investment. Basically, when we inject capital into a film investment, it takes typically between 1 year to 3 years to see the money recouped. But for typical venture capital investment, it takes like more than 5 years, sometimes even 7 years or more. For a lot of US dollar fund, their life could be as long as like 10 years of investment period plus 2 years of exit period. Two, film investment can be relatively riskier than equity investment, but we cannot jump to the hasty generalization because equity investment can be heavily dependent on the IPO prospect of certain projects. And if you don't see a very clear IPO prospect, investments in films are again picking up its momentum because its exit strategy could be as straightforward as putting in the money and waiting for the public theatrical release of those film titles in 1 year to 3 years. Number three, let me tell you this. Merrill Lynch, which is a top-tier bank, they did this mathematical simulation called Monte Carlo simulation of all the film projects in Hollywood that they could gather information on. And when they compare the revenue stream with their cost structure, the conclusion is if you have a certain amount of money, you put all this money into one single project, then you're going to have more than 50% of a chance that you're going to lose money. But if you are doing a quote-unquote slate financing, meaning there is a slate of 20 film projects executed by a group of experienced executives, you're going to have more than 80% of the chance to make a profit. I would strongly object to the claim that filming investment is always a riskier investment